Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a wonderful week. It is our first webinar for this year. We've had a great year and Happy New Year, everybody. And I'm wishing you a very, very peaceful year ahead. We've made so much money in the last year and especially towards the festive season. As it relates especially to the cryptocurrencies. If you had traded some of the setups that we've posted just prior to the festive season on cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, you should have doubled your profits because Bitcoin skyrocketed from around 20,000 to all-time highs at about 42,000 currently. So you should have made quite a bit of money. We are looking forward to the new year and we've got some really great setups already in the new year, and some of the charts that we play that have been analyzed just prior to our closure have played out, and we'll go through that in a bit. Right, so looking forward to this year and good luck to everybody. I hope you have not lost money this year yet, because the market has just been on a rally and it has just been giving opportunities all around. Right, so let's get started. And we will look at some of the trade recaps from the festive season, and then we will look at how we see the market going into the week. Right, so let me share my screen here with the charts. Let's start. Right, so before we get started, let's, if you'd like to contact us, our next course is starting on the 8th of February. It is a 10-day course. So when you make a purchase for the course, you get a fully recorded course, a full 10-day recording of the course, so you can start watching it immediately. And when the course starts, the live course starts on the 8th of February, you already have a view. You can already ask questions because we spent 10 days together live. So to do that, you can go to our website at elliottwave-principle.com. That's where you can make purchase for the course. You'll see there's a number of payment methods, especially PayPal on the website. But if you prefer any other method, such as cryptocurrency or bank wire transfer, you can just message us via the live message box on the website. This box down at the bottom here, just contact us through there. There's always somebody waiting to assist there around here. This is the chat box that you can use to make inquiries if you'd like to pay with cryptocurrency. You can use Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, or any other cryptocurrencies that you wish to use. That is all accepted. It is not listed on the website. You have to make an inquiry for that. On the website, you can, there's an option to use PayPal as well as your credit card. Right, so that's what you do if you'd like to join the course. The course is about 4 weeks away currently. So that is how you make a booking through. So if you go to the courses there, that is where you'll find the basic and advanced. That is a full course. That is Elliott Wave A to Z, including introduction to trading. So we give you the whole layout of that. Right, so that is our contact details. That is our website. And then we've got the Telegram channel where you can get the live webinar link if you like to attend live, as well as our trading view link, our Twitter page. You can follow us there on you can also like our page. You can also like our page on Facebook. We post a lot of charts here on these social media platforms. All the charts that we post before and after, we post them up on Facebook and Twitter. So if you'd like to follow that, you can just follow the direct link from the description of the videos there. Let's get started. We'll start with what we looked at just prior to. So this was on the 15th, around the 15th of November, but the chart was posted around the 24th of November. Let's look at this. Let me just get my annotation tool out here. So this is pound AUD. We'll do an update on pound AUD. It has already dropped around this level, and we expected that around this level it was going to make a push to the upside as well. Those moves have already happened. As you can see, the next chart here was showing us that this has now already played out from here. We've already made that move to the upside. And as I've said, we've already forecasted that we're going to make a move to the upside. We are currently around this area. We're currently around this area. We've just had a bounce here on pound AUD. So we'll look at that as we start with the market analysis. That was a pound AUD, and we've also forecasted the drop on pound CAD, that it was going to drop from around this level to this level. That has gone straight up, straight down to the target as forecasted, as you can see. And we expected that that was going to make a bit of a push to the downside first before we make another bounce to the upside. The bounce to the upside has already happened, as you will see when we start with the market analysis shortly. This is pound chief. Pound chief, the forecast to the downside has also played out. Let's just have a look here. I think we've also shown these charts just prior to the closure. So that is pound chief has dropped around that level, and then we're looking for this one to make a bit of a bounce there. That bounce has already played out. You'll see as we start with the market analysis as well. Gold. So gold, we're expecting this one to make a push to the upside like that to around 1900. We've actually shown this last year as well. So we've already made that push to the upside. I'll show you a detailed analysis on gold, and what we expect gold to do going forward is playing inch perfect according to all the analysis that we've made throughout the year. Now, this is recent from the last post and currently still playing out. This is now AUD Yen. AUD Yen, just prior to the closure, you can see that the chart was posted on around the 22nd of December. This has been playing out since December up to current, and we're already around this area, as you can see. Let's have a look at the chart. So from exactly where we focused it has gone straight to target while we were away. This is how it has eventually played out. Inch perfect, straight to target. No questions asked there on AUDJPY. Textbook setup. We'll do an update to show where we expect the next move to be. New Zealand Yen, if you look at New Zealand Yen, just also at the same time as AUD Yen, we focused that this was going to make a push to the upside. As you'll see the next chart here, this is how it has played out. Inch perfect textbook setup is a painless trade, really. So as you can see, that is how that has played out. That was New Zealand Yen. Next one is AUD US dollar. Same on the same day, 22nd December. You can see here we focused that this was going to make a push to the upside. All these charts were posted for members on our website. You'll see that this is how this has played out now. AUD US dollar has already played out. This was the forecast. We are already here. The next focus is that we're expecting a bit of a pullback and then continuation to the upside. We'll do that shortly as well. That is AUD US dollar. New Zealand US dollar, same. Push to the upside, inch perfect. That's how that is played out. That's what has been happening in December. So I've made a video showing that we will have a festive rally in December, and this is the festive rally that we were talking about. So this was the forecast. Now this has made a target here. We're forecasting a bit of a pullback and continuation to the upside, but this will update shortly. That is a New Zealand US dollar, and members get this prior to the move. So this is not hindsight. This is how we focus the markets. This is now the Nikkei. Expected this to make a bit of a pullback for a wave 4 here and a push to the upside. Those that have been following our videos for a while will remember that the Nikkei, we did not only just get this one here, we also forecasted that this was going to make a push to the upside here for that last wave 5 in the blue degree, and that is now played out from here. And this was the next forecast again. It was actually a second trade in one. This is how the Nikkei has played out. So a push to the downside and a move to the upside, inch perfect. So the market was behaving even while we were away. All right, so let's get started with this week's analysis. Very interesting setups as well. Do not miss the crypto corner, as we know that the crypto market is on a bullish move, especially Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So look out for the crypto video immediately after this. Some really interesting setups. So where do we expect the crypto market to go from here? Look out for the crypto video on this channel. Right, let's get started with our analysis. Let's go through the charts. Right, so we will start with the US dollar pairs. As always, we will refer to the forecast on our charts. Let's have a look at Euro US dollar. Let's look at the weekly chart on Euro US dollar. So this is this is actually the latest chart on Euro US dollar. Let me just see if I've got the forecast before we updated this one here on our Slack channel here, because it is not just a matter of this current update, and I want you to see how we forecast and how they play out. I hope I can find it quickly here. Let's have a look at Euro US dollar channel here so we can see. All right, so we're looking at Euro US dollar. So as I've said, the chart on the website is the latest update. So I want you to see this update that we made in September last year on the Euro and what the forecast was on the Euro. This is September, and we forecasted that the Euro was going to go make a move to around the 24 area. This is when we were still only around 1800. We've already made over an 800 pip move from that level, as you can see. Right, so that is the focus. So why were we forecasting that we're going to have a move to around this level? And this is only a 4-hour chart. It's actually a 1-hour chart from September, and it has already played out. We already are, I think we've already hit around 23.50 on Euro US dollar. So I want you to see the weekly chart here. Let's have a look at the weekly chart on Euro US dollar so you can see why we have always been bullish Euro US dollar. So this is Euro US dollar. Now, this is the weekly chart. The reason why we have only been bullish on Euro US dollar is that we're looking for simply a 3-wave structure here, which you can see here. We've got A, B, C. That is 5 waves down here. There's 5 waves down here. We've got 3 waves in the wave B, and 5 waves down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 is a bit small, but that is acceptable according to the rules. Now, we're looking for this to correct this whole move with an A, B, C structure. So that is why you see that we have always just been buying the Euro from around here at 1800. That setup on the 4-hour or the 1-hour chart that I've shown was from here. Then that is already 800 pips from here. We're still expecting a bit of a push to the upside, and I'll show you the detail of why we're looking at this here. So the detail of this wave C, the 5 waves in wave C, you'll see shortly now on the daily. Let's go to the daily chart on the website. So this is Euro US dollar, so you can see the detail here. So the reason why we've been buying the Euro is because we're looking at this as 5 waves here. So even when we were here, I'll show the detail of the wave 4 here because we still expected one more down before the push to the upside. So the setup that you saw was around here at 1800, and we're expecting this to go all the way to about 24, which we are only just shy a few pips to get to. Right, so we've got that 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the intermediate degree. We're currently in this wave here, still making a push to the upside. Let's look at the 4-hour chart so we can get the detail of this here. So this is the detail that I was showing you in the mid-December on our last webinar. So let's have a look at that 4-hour chart on the Euro. So I'm giving a bit of detail here. So in mid-December, the last webinar, we discussed that we were looking at this to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're still expecting this to make a push to the upside. If you look at the current chart on the Euro now, it looks like we've got an impulsive move to the downside. Is that really the end of the move? We're still expecting a move to the upside because our sequence is showing us 5 waves to the upside, so we're still expecting more upside. Now, if you look here, there's also a clear indication that we've got a green degree here. So that is why we are only looking at this current correction in wave 4 as this correction as a wave 4, and then we'll be looking for a wave 5. The move here to wave 5 may be a bit exaggerated, but when it gets to the reversal area, we have got an indicator, as I always say, that tells us when it is the end of the move. As it is now, we do not have any confirmation for a reversal. Euro is still bullish, and as a result, the DXY is still bearish. So now let's have a look at the DXY. The DXY will be the inverse of what is happening with the Euro. Looking at the weekly chart, so I'm sure it's the beginning of the year. I'll show you some of the weekly charts so you can see where this comes from. This is unfortunately the latest one. So prior to this, we had focused that the DXY was going to make a move to the downside here. Even though we expected a deeper correction at this level, we didn't quite get the deeper correction. That is because that is now gone down impulsively with 5 waves, the same way it has gone down here with 5 waves. So you've got an A, you've got a B here, and then you've got a C. So it's 5, 3, 5, textbook zigzag on the DXY, still expecting it to make a push to the downside. So if it breaks here, if the DXY breaks lower here, then we should get around this level to complete that structure before any reversal to the upside. That is how simple the DXY is. Let's just have a look at the daily as well. We'll just have a look at the daily as well. So the DXY, as you can see, we have been trading this impulsive move to the downside. So that is why the US dollar we've been bearish the US dollar because of this long-term view, which we have been looking at for a while. Let's have a look at the rest here. So that is the Euro, US dollar, and the DXY. They are obviously the inverse of each other. I want to look at US dollar CAD before I look at the rest of the charts. The reason for this, let's have a look here at the weekly chart on on US dollar CAD. So US dollar CAD also, this is a very interesting chart because it is quite simple. If you look at this here, we have made a strong move. Let's just have a look here. Let's just put the whole chart on the screen so we can have it clear. We've got this whole move from right at the bottom here in 5 waves, and this has been simply making a corrective structure in a 1, 2, 3, and it looks like it's making a simple flat correction. And that is why if you look at all the webinars from last year, we have only been focusing that we're going to have downside. It was based on this. So if I just go here on the Slack channel and check US dollar CAD, let's see if we've got US dollar CAD here. So you can see the chart before this. So you can see we don't trade in hindsight. Hindsight is a pretty sight, but it does not help us here. And when we trade, you need to be able to see the right-hand side of the chart. So this is US dollar CAD. This is a chart from September. So it's the chart from September. We have been expecting this one to make a 5-wave move to the downside, make a bit of a bounce, and then continue all the way down to around 20. We're currently at around 26 currently. We've come around this level now. We've come around this level, and we have not had this bounce in B as yet. So that bounce in B may still come. So around 26, we're here. So the current strength that we see on the US dollar, may be just the bounce that we've been waiting for that will still do this on US dollar CAD. So let's look at the detailed low time frame on US dollar CAD here. Let's look at the daily here. So the daily, this is the latest chart. So we're still expecting this to continue to the downside. Now let's have a look here on the 4-hour, what we expect to happen in the short term. So in the short term, we're still expecting this one to make a continuation to the downside like that. So any bounce should just be an opportunity to sell some more on US dollar CAD until we eventually get this big bounce that we are looking for here. Right, so that is our US dollar CAD and what we're expecting of US dollar CAD to come and do that. Let's have a look here on the live US dollar CAD chart and what to expect in the short term. Right, so on the short term here, this still looks pretty much corrective. This is a corrective structure. Let's get the right color and get the yellow color. So this is a corrective structure. You can see it's a 3-wave pullback here. This should still continue to the downside. Indicator is not showing us a reversal yet. It's still showing us that we're going to have a bit more downside on US dollar CAD. All right, so let's have a look at that. That is a US dollar CAD. Let's look at the rest. Let me take some of these charts off so we can clean it up a bit. Right, so that is US dollar. Let's have a look at pound US dollar. Let's start with the daily structure on pound US dollar. Pound US dollar daily, we're expecting this one to make a continue pushing to the upside. So there is a possibility of this structure here as well. Not that this is going to be validated. We're expecting that this move here is all the wave X. That may not be so. This X may be an expanding or a flat correction, or rather a running flat correction, and then do this for the wave Y. So you may have a structure like this. You've got 3 waves up here, 3 waves back here, and we may then get the 3 waves to the upside. So do not just go and buy here before confirmation that this has actually been cleared. So we need to have our indicator confirming that this is going to go all the way here. But likely moves that this is going to make this pullback, and then our X is actually going to be here. Then we're going to have this W, X, and then a Y. Okay, so this Y here may come before the pullback. So simply, we are looking for this structure to play out. We've got a move to the downside in 3 waves, expecting the 3 waves to the upside. We started with the 3 waves to the upside. So it's 3, 3, 3. Simply, that is what we are expecting. So this should actually be the red degree. Let me just show it in red so it doesn't get confusing. So if you follow the red degree, we've got W, X, Y. We've got A, B, C. We've got W, X, Y. The X may be still flat, and then we can then get a move to the upside. That is our pound US dollar. Right, let's look at the rest here. We've already looked at the US dollar CAD. Let's have a look at US dollar CHF. US dollar CHF is the inverse of the dollar index, so expect this to be still bearish. Now we're expecting this bounce on US dollar CHF. So the bounce that we're expecting here is the short-term dollar strength, which will be this pullback here. If you look here, we're looking for this to be a 3-wave move to the downside, a pullback in X, and then we'll be looking, this actually, let's have a look here. This W, X, and then a Y. So yes, this is going to be a 3-wave move here. So let's have a look at the lower degree. If you look at the lower degree, this is 3 waves down here, 3 waves up, and 3 waves to the downside. Now here, we're looking at this one to be an A in 5 waves, a B in 3 waves, and then the last wave 5 here. So any bounce that we'll be getting here will be for the bounce in B. Let's have a look here at the structure. So the structure will be 3 waves down in green, which will be the W, 3 waves up, which will be the X, and 3 waves down, which is going to be the Y. That is what we're going to be looking at as well. If we've got a bounce here, do not just go and jump in and buy this. We may still come back for one more down to complete the Y before we resume the move to the upside. That is our US dollar CHF. Right, let's have a look at AUD US dollar. AUD US dollar on the 4-hour. AUD US dollar, you've seen the forecast from around here in mid-December. Let's show the whole chart here. Mid-December, you saw the forecast. We're looking for this one to make a continuation pattern to the upside. It's made a push to the upside. Inch perfect, we're looking to complete this wave 5 here. There are 5 waves that we're looking at here. This is a wave 4 in this degree. This should actually be the purple degree here. Purple minute degree 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still looking for that last bit of a wave 5 here before we get a deeper pullback in wave 4. The whole structure, if you look at that, that is a 4-hour chart with this minute degree here. I want to show you the whole chart, the whole leg here. So that is the green degree. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Lower to that is the net 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete. Then we know that this wave 3 is complete. Pull back and then push to the upside. Right, so that is AUD US dollar. New Zealand will be similar. New Zealand US dollar will be similar. Let's go look at New Zealand US dollar. Also completing the 5 waves. That is why we forecasted this move on the New Zealand simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the minute degree. Okay, so that we're now looking for this one to make a bit of a push to the upside in the short term. Right, so that is New Zealand. Right, we do not have a US dollar ZAR listed, but I want us to look at US dollar ZAR because we look at it during this webinar. It's very interesting. So US dollar ZAR, we had a discussion with fellow technical traders on this. Let's just have a look here at this one. Let's just look at this. Let's look at this one here, trading waves. I want us to look at US dollar ZAR. I may even have it here. No, I do not, but let's have a look at US dollar ZAR. I want you to look at the chart that we looked at before the move. Okay, so US dollar ZAR, here it is. So if you look at the date here, this is my WhatsApp here. I was having a discussion in our group with the technical traders in our group, in our Slack group. We use Slack. We've got a number of technical traders who update all these charts. As you can see, these are a lot of charts. I do not update all these charts all by myself. We've got our traders that assist with this. So they're doing a sterling job updating these charts for our members. So here is our discussion. This was a private discussion among the technical traders. We were looking at US dollar ZAR. I said here, watch US dollar ZAR for upside. Looks delicious. This was on the 13th of November. Okay, so, and the chart was actually this one that we were looking at on US dollar ZAR. And if you look at the analysis, prior analysis on the US dollar ZAR, I've been saying that we are looking at this structure, A, B, C, and the C was supposed to be a diagonal, and we expected a reversal in the blue box. Our blue box is between 1474 and 14. So US dollar ZAR has made its reversal at exactly 1450 here. So the reversal has come here on US dollar ZAR, has come down here, and has now made this impulse. Is this now the end of the move? Is this the reversal that we've been expecting? That is how we pinpointed the reversal on US dollar ZAR. We're expecting this to do that make move to the upside. So let's have a look at the live US dollar ZAR chart. What has happened currently? This is exactly where it has reversed as forecasted. How did we know? That's because we've got a forecasting technique that helps us to forecast this reversal move. And we've got an indicator that tells us when the move is ready. So that is why you see US dollar ZAR has now made the reversal around 1450 as pinpointed. So this was happening over the festive season. It has been in this move here. There was also divergence on the RSI. If you look at the RSI, it was showing very strong divergence, and it is happening at the area where we expected to see the reversal. This is now US dollar ZAR. We've now made the impulsive move. Is this now the reversal that we've been looking at on the US dollar ZAR? So we need to see confirmation here and see if we're going to make a move to the upside. That is the US dollar ZAR. Right, let's go to the yen pairs. I'm spending a bit more time here. It is the first webinar of the year, so you can have a good idea going forward. Obviously, you need to have your own strategy to be able to trade these, because what I'm showing you here is the forecast. The exact trade setups, we shared it in our group with exact entries, stop losses, and take profit areas. Let's look at the yen pairs. We'll start with pound yen. Let's look at the 4-hour chart on the pound yen. If you go to our social media platform, you'll see that pound yen, we forecasted this move here. I'll go to the social media platform now. We forecasted that it was going to drop from here and it was going to make a push to the upside. Now the expectation here, if you look at this, is that we have looked at this as a 3 waves to the upside, as a 3 waves to the downside or sideways. And we're expecting another 3 waves to the upside. So that forecast is still in play, and we're looking for this to be a WXY move to the upside. That's why we're expecting continuation to the upside. This may be a little bit more extended before it pushes to the upside, but that will be normal because the structure it will be making is this one here. A complex D correction and then move to the upside. Simple as that. So then that will still be our W, that will still be our X, and then an upside here. So let me just see if I can quickly go to the social media platform here so you can see this chart. Let's go to Facebook here and look at that page. So if you go to, I already have that open. Let's have a look at that here. It's actually the wrong one here. All right, so here's the setup that I want you to see on pound yen that was posted on our social media platform before the move. It is not complete as yet. It is still in place. So we focused that this was going to make a drop and continue to the upside. And indeed, that is how that has played out. If you look at the next chart here, we have already made that drop. And then we are currently here. And what I was showing you here is the continuation pattern that we're seeing here. That should complete the structure. So eventually we are going to have 3 waves up, 3 waves down. As you've seen, that this one has made a flat correction here. Let me show the structure clearly here. So it has made 1, it has made 2 here. This one looks like a complex B because it has made another low here before bouncing to the upside. Now we are here. We are making this corrective structure. We are expecting this one to continue to the upside. So what we will have here is exactly the same structure as the one that started here. So we're going to have this as a W, and I should show that in the Y degree as on the chart here, WXY structure. That's what we're expecting here on pound US dollar. So we're currently here, we're waiting for this correction to complete, and then we're going to trade the next leg here as well. That is pound yen, looking very delicious, for lack of a better word. Right, so let's look at US dollar yen now. So looking at US dollar yen daily, we're looking for this one to now start making a bounce. So US dollar yen, if you look at this red degree, we've got 3 waves down. We've got 3 waves to the upside. We've got 1, 2, 3. That's another 3 waves to the downside. Looks like that move to the downside may have ended, and we may be starting a move to the upside as follows. So we've got this sharp impulsive move in wave A. So we may get this one to start making this a similar move to the upside. Except this one may be a diagonal because it is starting to, the wave 2 has come very deep. So let's see how this one is going to pan out. But right now, we are looking for this one to start making a bit of a bounce. Maybe even retest here and then push to the upside. Let's see how this is going to play out. If you get a trade setup here, we're definitely going to be looking at this trade setup because we're going to be looking for it to go all the way. Looking at the short term, US dollar strength. That is US dollar yen. Let's look at Euro yen 4 hour. Euro yen on the 4 hour. So if you look at Euro yen, let's have a look at the whole chart here. We've got 3 waves to the upside. We've got 3 waves back. The euro may still be on the move to the upside. So to complete this green degree, W, X, and a Y. So we're currently in this corrective structure. We'll be looking for this one to do that. We already have this. I should actually show that in the purple degree. So the purple degree will be this. So we've got a sharp A move there, B, and then a C. We already have a sharp move here. We'll be looking for this one to make 5 waves here, a pullback, and another move to the upside. Then we're going to have this WXY. So we're looking for this one to make a move to the upside. That is Euro Yen. Let's have a look at the next one, which is Chief Yen on the 4 hour. If you look at Chief Yen on the 4 hour, we may also just make one flat correction here and a move to the upside. Okay, so let's see how this one plays out here. So let's have a look at the whole chart. Let's have a look at the whole chart on the screen. So the whole chart on the screen on Chief Yen, you'll see here we've got 1 here, we've got X here, and we'll be looking for this one to make a push to the upside up to this level. Right, so currently we are here, we're looking for this one to correct here and make a move to the upside. For now, focus on getting this move first. If we start getting a corrective, a move to the upside here, confirmation, we'll start taking this leg. That is Euro and Chief Yen. AUD Yen, if you look at the weekly charts on AUD Yen, the New Zealand Yen, they are similar to AUD US dollar and New Zealand US dollar because since around March, they have been on an impulsive move. March of 2020, they have been on an impulsive move, as you can see here. So we're looking at this as an impulsive 5-wave move to the upside. Let's look at the detail of the number of waves on this leg here to see where we are. So let's have a look here on the, let's look on the 4 hour on AUD Yen. So that is the detailed structure. We're looking for the last leg to complete this wave A here. As you can see here, the green degree is showing us 5 waves. 1, 2, 3 is not complete yet. We'll be looking for this one to pull back and then continue to the upside. So that's what we're looking at here on AUD Yen. All right. So continuation to the upside. Any continuation to the upside, not ready for a pullback as yet. Continue to buy AUD Yen as well as New Zealand Yen. If you look at New Zealand Yen, 4 hour on New Zealand Yen. Also, let's start with the daily on New Zealand Yen as well. So if you look at the daily on New Zealand Yen, it's also showing the 5 waves. It's actually the 3 waves here. But we're looking for this one to continue to the upside. We've got 3 waves here. 3 waves pullback, and we're looking for another 3 waves here. So if we're looking for another 3 waves here, we should have a pullback here and a move to the upside. Then we're going to have a WXY corrective structure here. So a pullback that we're going to get on New Zealand will just be a continuation pattern for further upside. Short term, let's have a look on New Zealand. New Zealand short term move. What do we expect? Is the pullback ready yet? Yes, we are getting what looks like a bit of a pullback, but not convincing. So we're just looking for this one to give us the pullback and continuation to the upside. That is the reason why we're looking at that. Those are the yen pairs. Do we look at CAD? Let's have a look at CAD as well. We didn't look at CAD. Let's have a look at it on the side here. If you look at CAD yen on the daily. CAD Yen, looking at this bigger structure, look at this bigger structure here on CAD Yen. We've got a move to the downside in blue. Let's have a look here so you can see the whole chart here. So we've got this blue move here. We've got this blue degree here, W. It's 3 waves to the downside, Now we're looking at this whole thing as a flat correction. So that means we are looking for this to complete here. It has started with 3 waves to the upside, came corrected here with 3 waves. Now we're looking for another 3 waves to the upside, but that is still in the move, on the move to the upside. So we're still looking for this to go and complete the red degree there. So we've got this corrective structure. We're still expecting Cad Yen to continue to the upside to complete at least the W, the X, and then the Y. This will even break a bit higher here. Can even break higher here. Right, so that is a Cad Yen on the daily. Let's have a look at the short term here. In the short term, looks like we're seeing continuation to the upside. Let's look at the 1 hour here. If you look at the 1 hour, we've got a setup to continue buying this. So this should continue to the upside even in the next coming sessions. Short-term upside on CAD. So those are the yen pairs. Let's have a look at gold and silver, silver and gold. Now, silver and gold, I have said a number of times. Let's have a look at gold first and see what we've discussed. The story behind gold, current correction. Let's have a look at the current correction on gold. So here's the story on gold. Those that have been watching the webinars, you can go and look at the webinars prior. We looked at this as a triangle. And as we were looking for that as a triangle, we had the impulsive move. So if we're looking for this as a triangle, we expected this one to drop. You can see that we even got this straight to the downside. This has now dropped. When that dropped, we expected this. We saw this as this correction as too small to correct the whole move. So we did expect that we're going to have a corrective structure here. When this was happening, this was around the time of the US elections, we forecasted the move to the upside and the downside. Now, as we got the move to the downside, I said that this move cannot be enough for gold to go all the way to the upside, because if you look at this move, it is too small in terms of degree as related to this, because we are looking at this as 3 waves to the downside, which is W, 3 waves to the upside, which is X. And if you look at your Y here, there's no relationship between the Y and the W. So that's why I said, look out for this to be possibly a flat or a flat or more downside here to complete this structure. Then we're going to have something like this, and this was going to be a Y. This was one of my options to have a zigzag or even a flat, and now it has played out as a flat. So if you understand how wave analysis works, you'll be able to know when the moves are ready and when they are not. So we've got 3 waves to the upside, and we're looking for this one. This one looks impulsive. It can come down impulsively or in 3 waves. Either way, it doesn't matter. But if it do come down around this level on the lower boundary of this, we'll be looking for gold to go to the upside. Understanding that we're looking at this one as a wave 4 in the intermediate degree, that is going to be invalidated, and we will relook at the structure if gold comes and retests this level. Okay, but for now, we're looking for this one to come down here around the lower boundary and make a bounce to the upside again. That's how we're looking at gold. So that will be the structure. So if you just complete the structure here, this will be A, B, C, A, B, and a C, W, X, and a Y, depending on how this plays out. So simple structure like that. That's a whole corrective structure, comes down, and then a push to the upside. There is another option, however, that, and it is possible as well, I want you to look at both those options, that this is a 1, 2, 3, and gold has already completed its structure, and we're starting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. There is a possibility for that. As you've seen Euro US dollar. You've seen Euro US dollar, what has happened with Euro US dollar around here. I want you to see here. On the Euro US dollar, we also expected the same thing. We had 1, 2, 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 waves up, and we expected this one to make 1, 2, 3 down. We never got the 3 down. Instead, Euro US dollar just went all the way to the upside, and there's a possibility that gold may be ready for that as well. But let's have a look. We've got the indicator to confirm. So let's see how that will play out. Silver, beautiful structure, textbook structure. Let's have a look here. If you look at silver, we've got similar to gold, 3 waves to the downside, but this one has made what looks like a complex B correction within the zigzag, making a move to around that level. If you look at this structure, that is your B here, and we're looking for silver to give us a similar 3 waves that it has given us on the prior leg. Then that is going to be a WXY corrective structure. So if we see a bounce on silver, it is not a reversal. will be bouncing up for this move to the downside. Okay, so that will be ABC, ABC, and this will be ADC as well. Right, that's what we'll be expecting. Right, so that is silver, expect continuation to the downside, like that. Right, so that's silver. Let's look at Brent crude. Brent crude is making a 5-way move to the upside. We've been calling 60 on Brent crude oil for a while. Let's see here. So Brent crude oil, we're expecting this one to at least get to 60. Why are we looking for 60 on Brent crude? It's because we're expecting a simple structure like this, a simple 3-way structure. Impulsive move up, correction B, and then upside around that level. So we're looking for this one to have been a corrective structure, complete correction, with the B here like that, A, B, C, and we look for this one to have made an A, B, C corrective structure on oil. So oil, we have been looking for buys throughout. Now the target is around 60 before any deeper correction happens. Let's look at pound chief. Pound chief, you saw this one on the trade setups. I will focus on this move to the downside. Let's see what we expect of the pound pairs. Let's have a look at the pound pairs on the site. Let's just clean it up a bit. Let's go to the pound pairs. Pound chief 4 hour. So pound chief, the expectation here is to get this move here to the downside. It is actually going pretty much sideways. So let's see here, we're expecting this move to come down here like that. I want you to see the daily as well. Look at the daily on pound chief, where this comes from. So we're looking for this one to come down here and then make a push to the upside. So the move to the downside that you saw on the 4 hour is this one here, is to get this corrective structure and then upside. So if you look at this, this is A, B, C. And our B here is this 3 waves to the downside and 3 waves to the upside. And we're looking for these 3 waves. And we're looking for this one to the downside here. Let's just have a look here. Looking for this one to be W, X, and Y before we get a move to the upside. So there's a possibility we get one more down here. We'll show you here on the structure on pound chief. So there's a possibility for this to make one more down here before we actually make a move to the upside, because then that will be W, that will be X, that will be Y before we make a move to the upside. So this is your W, that is your X, and that is your Y. There's a possibility for this. Even if we do make a move to the downside here, we'll be looking for this one to resume up eventually. Then it will be this corrective structure. And we'll then have this one as A. We'll move here as a B, and then a C. That is pound chief. Pound CAD. So we look at pound CAD on the side here. Look at pound CAD. The focus on pound CAD, we got this trade here on pound CAD, pinpointed here, right in the blue box to get this move to the downside. Let's have a look at the structure here. So pound CAD, we've got this move here. I'll show you on the live chart as well. So we've got this move, expecting this one to continue to the upside. Why are we expecting that? Let's have a look here on the chart. Very interesting structure here. So we've got the move here. Let's go to the daily. So you can see the whole structure and what we expect of pound CAD. Right, so we've got this move here up to this level. We've got an impulsive move here. We've got another impulsive move here. I'm going to show that one in green. Now, if you look at it, we may have had this one as 3 waves to the downside. Let's just fix that one up here. That is the move to the upside. 1, 2, and the 3 before we get a move to the upside. Then we will have this green degree pushing to the upside. So the green degree will complete there. Then the red will then complete there, and then we'll have the rest of the yellow move playing out like this. Still bullish, and we need to determine that we need to check here. We may be getting one more down first before we get a push to the upside. What is the relationship between the structure on this one? This will be A, this will be a B, this will be a C to the upside. So also here you've got A, B, C corrective structure, and this one will be A, C here. Possibility of this one playing out as a W, it's actually an ABC corrective structure as well. ABC. Similarly here, as it's going, I'm just going into a bit more detail, unnecessary detail here. A, B, C, so you can see. So we'll be looking to trade this short move to the downside, but eventually we should get a move to the upside on pound CAD. That is pound CAD. Let's look at pound New Zealand. Have we looked at pound AUD? We have looked at pound AUD. We've looked at pound AUD during trade recaps. So let's see here. So pound AUD should continue to the downside. I expect it to continue to the downside because we are looking at this as a 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 3 waves down, another 3 waves up, and then another 3 waves to the downside. So the bounce here on pound AUD will be to complete the Z. After that, we'll be expecting a bounce to the upside. Why are we expecting a bounce? Let's show the daily on pound AUD so you can see clearly. So pound AUD, if you look at that, we've got a 5-wave move all the way down to wave 5 in the yellow degree. And what you're seeing now is a connective structure in 3 waves. This is the 11 string sequence, W, X, Y, X, Z, I was showing you earlier, and we'll be expecting this bounce. The reason why we're expecting this bounce is because we're expecting this correction to come around this level. That is pound AUD, and that covers all the pound pairs. Let's look at the euros. Let's look at the euro pairs. Euro pound daily. Euro pound on the daily, expect this one to continue to the downside. Short-term strength on the pound pair, on the pounds. So we're looking for this one to make 1, 2, 3 to the downside. We've already made 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 back. It's a possibility now. Then we'll be looking for this one to make a bounce around this level. Now, if we look at the whole structure, that will be a 1, 2, and a 3 before we make a bounce. That is why we're looking at euro pound exactly the way we're looking at it. If you look at the lower degree here on my euro pound, let's go to the 4-hour. So if you look at the 4-hour, it is a lot clearer because you've got 3 waves up. The 3 waves that we're looking at will be coming down here, and we'll be looking for this one. Then we're going to have this one making a move to the upside. Let's see how that plays out. That is a euro pound. EURCHF on the 4-hour. EURCHF should still continue to the upside. The structure here on EURCHF is this. This is the 4-hour, 1. It's actually 5 waves to the upside. So it could be starting a move to the upside, or this could be the 3 waves here. Let's see how this one is going to play out. So if this is the 3 waves here, let's assume a 3-wave move here to the upside. This should then go up here with a diagonal like that. Then we'll be looking for this one to make a move to the downside first before we make a move to the upside. Either way, this structure will still be intact. Let's show on the chart here. EURCHF. Let's look at EURCHF. So if this comes up here, makes one more down, that 5-wave move that we're expecting can still play out as 1, 2, and then we'll be looking for this one to go and make 5 waves to the upside. So that will be wave 1. The whole thing here will be wave 2, and then we start making a move to the upside. Let's see how that is going to play out. That is EUROCHF. Not a clear trade setup there. Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand has got a very interesting structure. Let's show you Euro New Zealand. So Euro New Zealand has made a 5-wave impulse to the downside, has made a 3-wave expanding flat pullback here on the daily. It has been making these 5 waves ever since. So we are looking for this one to just complete these 5 waves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've also got the 5 waves here that you can really count here in this degree. Now we're looking for this one to continue making a move to the downside, to give us the 3-wave structure. Otherwise, up to that, we'll expect to see another 3-wave pullback. So this one will be coming back. It could be coming down in W, X, and the Y. That is what we're expecting of Euro New Zealand. EUROAUD has got a similar structure. I'm showing you mostly the higher time frame because it is the first webinar, so you need to have a bigger view going into the new year. Right, so let's have a look at this one. An impulsive move to the downside, a clear corrective structure with a complex B correction, and this is also making a 5-wave move to the downside. This is very bearish. Keep selling this up until around this area. There's still quite a lot of room to the downside on the EUROAUD to around this area, around 145. Okay, maybe even lower, but your target should be around 145 for the EUROAUD. EUROCAD. EUROCAD, let's just have a look at the latest structure here. We've got 3 waves down here. We've got 3 waves up here. We're expecting another 3 waves down here. That would make a structure like this. It's a pulsing move, correction, and another pulsing move. That is the expectation there. So this will be a complex correction here like that. W, X, Y, and then we resume higher like that. We resume higher, we resume higher. So for now, we're looking for this one as a correction to continue to the downside like that. That is a EUROCAD, very simple structure. If you look at the 4-hour, expect a confirmation for downside here. The move to the downside has already started anyway. Look for this one to continue doing this. That is EUROCAD, EUROCHF, we've already looked at. Euro New Zealand, we've already looked at. EUROZAR, same as US dollar ZAR. We are currently on a bullish move. Let's see how that is going to play out. Let's look at some of the cross pairs. Let's look at some of the cross pairs. My website is closed here, so I need to open it again. Okay. Right, let's look at the crosses. So crosses are the pairs that are currencies that do not, pairs rather, that do not include the US dollar. Let's have a look at AUD New Zealand. AUD New Zealand, if you look at the bigger structure here, we've got A here, 5-wave impulsive move to the upside. And it looks like it has made an expanding flat here. And we'll be looking for this one to continue to the upside. So any continuation pattern you see on AUD New Zealand, it may make one more move to the downside here. That will be an opportunity for a trade to the upside, at least minimum to this level. That is AUD New Zealand. Let's look at AUDJPY. The rest are impulsive moves. We're just looking for this to continue with the impulsive move. Let's just look at this here. Started with 5 waves to the upside. And it's continuing accordingly. Let's have a look here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves in the intermediate yellow degree here. That wave A has completed, has made a pullback, and we're expecting this to make another 5 waves to the upside, similar to what we have in wave A to complete the C here. So we're looking for this one to continue higher. Pullback and then upside. So AUDJPY, the move to the upside is not done yet, should continue to the upside. Right, let's look at the next one, will be AUDJPY. AUD is just strong overall. So as you can see here, we also have a move to the upside in wave A with 5 waves in the minute degree, pullback in 3. We are currently in another 5 waves in the minute degree to complete that structure, to complete the C wave in the red degree. As follows 1, 2, 3. That is what we're expecting. Bullish still on AUDJPY. Right, that is AUDJPY. New Zealand CAD, let's have a look at New Zealand CAD. Also bullish, any move that you see currently will just be a pullback. We'll be looking for upside there. While we're looking for upside, if you look at the whole structure on the 4-hour, it is simply a W in the yellow degree, X here, assuming a flat correction here, and then upside. So that is our flat here. We're assuming this to be a regular flat, and then that will be a move to the upside. So this wave A is not will not be completing the whole move. We'll be completing only a portion of the move here. So let's have a look here on the green degree. Let's show the green degree to show where we still need to go. So we've got WXY in the red degree. Let me show it in the red. 1, 2, 3. Same here, we're expecting 1, 2, 3. So the deep pullback that you see, we'll be expecting it to continue to the upside again, because we also have 1, 2, 3. That's why we've got WXY corrective structure, looking for this to make a push to the upside. All right, so that is what we're looking at on the AUDJPY, rather New Zealand CAD. Let's have a look at the next one would be New Zealand CHF. Similar, they're all just bullish, as you can see. You just need to keep buying this. Simple structure, W, X, and Y. Still bullish, indicators are showing that we're still bullish, we're still buying New Zealand CAD. Right, lastly on the Forex pairs is CADJPY. Let's have a look here. So CAD, as you've seen the other CAD pair, the pairs that have got CAD as the quoted currency are showing upside. So CADJPY should look for downside here. So we've got the 3 waves pullback here. We're looking for this one to make it 3 waves down here. As we've started with 3 waves down here, WXY corrective structure, then we'll look for this one to make a push to the upside. So if we look at the bigger structure here on CADJPY, we've got 3 waves to the upside. The 3 waves is WXY. We've got the 3 waves, which is WXY as well. Now we're looking for these, but we need to get a move to the downside first. That is CADJPY. Right. Those are the Forex pairs. Let's look at the indices. Don't forget to check the cryptocurrencies right after this. If you look at the indices have been straightforward. Let's have a look at them since since we've been looking at the correction. Here, let me just show you first. Let's open the chart first before we talk. S&P 500. The S&P 500, those that have been following the webinars, you remember that we have been looking for a wave 5 from around this level. So as it is now, you can see that that is in play and it's playing out inch perfect. So the S&P 500, we're looking to complete this 1, 2, 3, 4. We pinpointed this area as a move to continue the last wave 5. We've exaggerated the wave 5 bit here until we start seeing signs of reversal. Currently, S&P 500 is bullish, no signs of reversal yet, should continue to the upside until we see any signs of reversal. So that is the S&P 500. Let me see if we can get a weekly chart on the S&P 500 here. As you can see here, so on the weekly, we are only still completing the white degree here. The white degree here on the S&P 500. So even if we do see a deeper pullback on the S&P 500, we still have a bigger wave 5. I'll do a detailed one sometime on this S&P 500 to show that we are still pretty much bullish on the indices, and especially S&P 500 and the Dow as well. Let's have a look at the next one. Let's have a look at the Dow first, because Dow's got the same structure as the S&P 500. They're all similar. We've been looking for the last wave 5 here. 1, 2, look for this to continue to the upside. As you can see here, I did not put in the wave 3 in the intermediate degree. We still need to go to a wave 3. We still need to pull back in 4 and then upside. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So we're still very bullish on the Dow as well. This the Dow Jones Industrial, the Dow Jones average is exactly the same. Look for upside. Right, that is S&P 500 and the Dow. Let's look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is similar. Yes, just looking for this to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Wave 4 is this whole thing here. Before we close, we'll be looking for the Nasdaq to keep pushing higher. Right, so that is how this is playing out. Just looking for continuation patterns to the upside. That is the Nasdaq, and the next one is the UK 100. UK 100, very interesting. If you've been watching, again on this one, we have forecasted that this was going to make, we forecasted this one when we were still here, that we're going to have the 3 waves down here and then a push to the upside. Pinpointed exactly here and then made a push to the upside. That is how we forecasted UK 100. Now the UK 100 still has some leg room to go to around this level. Let's just check the level. So we can see the level here. We're still expecting to go to even 7,400 on the UK 100. Simply looking at this structure. Let's see here on the 4-hour on the UK 100. I want to show you the 4-hour. So you can see we can see the 4-hour. You can see we're still not yet at the target that we're looking at. So still continuation to the upside. Right. And if you look at this, that is the 3-wave structure that we forecasted, and then that is how we forecasted this move. Watch the previous videos before the UK 100 dropped here, and you'll see that we were expecting that it will drop exactly at this area and push to the upside. That is the UK 100. Next one is the DAX. Let's have a look at the DAX. Continuation to the upside. Last year we were looking at this one. To push to the upside like that to go and complete the wave 3. The wave 3 has started, it is underway. So keep buying the DAX, especially if it clears this level, that should go all the way to the upside for the wave 3. That is the DAX and the Nikkei. Nikkei, we focused on when we were still here. We are currently on this leg to go for that wave 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an extended wave 5. That is what we're expecting of the Nikkei. So in the lower degrees, every time we get continuation patterns, we keep buying the Nikkei. And lastly, we've got the Nifty, which is all not listed on the side. Let's have a look here on the Nifty. It has just been on an uptrend as well, as you can see. So we are currently on an extended wave 5 here. We've got 1, 2, 3, we've got 4, and this current move is a wave 5 that is extended. Is at the end of the wave 5. We'll see if we get any signs of reversal. Currently, this is the green degree on the Nikkei on the wave 5, but it is not complete as yet. There is no sign of reversal. There is no divergence. So the Nifty keeps pushing to the upside. Let's just have a look if there's any divergence here. There is some divergence, but that can be invalidated. How can it be invalidated? If this continues and break higher than the previous high here, that means there's no divergence and the Nifty is just on a straight line to the upside. That's all for this week as far as the crypto, or rather as far as the Forex pairs are concerned. Please don't forget to hit that the subscribe button. Also drop a comment and like the video so that you can get a notification next time we post a video. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best for the year ahead. Have a great week, everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye.